Today we're going to be covering the Gardener class. You can select any of the three classes, Chef, Gardener, or Beastmaster when you start the game, or even if you are not deciding what to choose, just go with Free Person, which later you will get a consumable that you can use to select your class. If you are a casual gamer, and if you don't really care about DPS or damage, you want to make some quick buck, or just want to farm crops, this is the class for you. Starting off with this class, you'll get a portable planter box, you will get an environment detector, and you will get a greenhouse core, which you can use this core in phase 1, which every single gardener gets this at the start, even if you're phase 1, so you can just put it down in your base. Now this greenhouse core can be utilized very well at the very top of your buildings, simply if you just put it on the very rooftop. Every single planter box that is below it will be affected by the light. So you can just make an auto farm like this, leave it be as it is. And brother, you just got yourself a passive farming crop farm that needs zero care. All you need to do is just get a 5x mushroom level. Only the skill rating matters. You don't need the activity rating, because skill rating level 5 will increase the growth speed of the plants. You'll be getting mutated plants more if the Groshroom plants it. And with the combining of 2 sprinklers next to the greenhouse, you'll be able to water all the plants from the top till the very bottom. As you can see, I just turned it on and it's getting irrigation over here. So this is unfortunately the max range you can get. If you go a little bit higher, these won't be able to reach. So now to really fit this greenhouse core, all you need to do is just place it in the very middle like so. Then place your sprinklers as close as possible. Just use the grid snapping and just like that, boom. It looks clean, and then you can cover everything with just planter boxes once again. As you can see, the greenhouse core is the same size as a planter box, so this is perfect. So there's 35 boxes in this floor, and then moving on, the last 4 floors are 38 boxes. In total, that's 187 planter boxes that we have in this 3x3 here. And to really build this, it's very simple. All you need to do is just put a 3x3 foundation, find the center of the very foundation, so that would be here, and then you can start placing your boxes like this in a circle. And that's literally it. Once you got that circle, all you need to do is place a hollow floor like that on each side 4 times, and then we close it with some floors. Of course, for some support, put 4 half walls as well on the other side. And then close it off with these floors. And then just repeat the process again. Find the center of this floor, which is here. All you need to do is just literally aim on the center here and just start placing boxes again. And literally, you do this the same for 2nd, 3rd, 4th floor. And then for 5th floor, you just need to remove the middle of these boxes. Make sure to put the core in the middle and then put the sprinklers. Of course, you can make this prettier than me. After you get that 3x3 done, you can combine it with 4 bases all together. Just build a large base, connect 4 bases together, and then in the corner, build 3x3s like so. Although if you decide to use this, remember you will need a lot of Groshrooms for this. For each of the alt that you use for farming, it's going to be a little bit of a Groshroom grinding that you'll have to do, but in the end, this is extremely worth it. Now when it comes to Gardener class, you can craft a soil solution which costs 2 fertilizer, 5 spoiled food, and 3 purified water. What this really does is it increases soil fertility, so when you use it, as you can see, my region fertility on the top left is minus 370, so you technically want to keep it above 500 or at least on 700. As you can see, every time you use it, you gain a positive 10. So yes, you would have to use this 50 times or 70 times, depends on how many negative you're sitting at. You check your plants, you can see that there's no buffs here. Now it's suddenly 170 after using it, and whenever the area loads up, it actually, the numbers are not really consistent, but what the region fertility does is just makes your plants grow faster and yields more stuff if the fertility is higher. So you just want to keep this high, and as you can see now, if we check the debuffs on the plants, it says current soil is relatively barren. Crops won't receive any growth bonus. Now as you can see, it's 670 over here, and if I hover this on the buff here, the current area soil is extremely fertile, increasing crop growth speed, the probability of a bountiful harvest, and deviation probability. So you can have a higher chance to get, deviated plants like these ones or these ones. Now, of course, this is going to take a little bit of time because using the soil solution takes like literally, I don't know, 6 seconds to use it or 8 seconds. So invite your friends over here and tell them to use the Soul solution. So when you equip the environment detector, it shows you the area temperature, area contamination, and region fertility. The area temperature doesn't really matter. They grow even if it's cold or hot. For area contamination, if you have that, it just makes the plants higher chance to become deviated. So that's really it. Another cool thing is if you have soul solutions, you can massively craft them and you can sell this to NPCs for just 1k energy links, and that is extremely cheap to craft really, so it's very worth it if you want quick EL with this. Like fertilizers, it costs literally water and fertilizers. It's literally EL generator right there. Now, the best thing about the gardeners is that you can get yourself a Morphic Biomechanical Crate that basically grants you materials for free without doing anything. The only thing is that it's a little bit hard and annoying to grow it, but once you get it done, this thing will make you rich in crops. Claiming from it, it will give you materials. As you can see, it gave me 3 times the materials for some reason. I'm guessing it's a bug. I got saffrons, deviated saffrons, and we got seeds as well. Even though only the saffron got claimed from the box, so that's a bug that they have to fix. If I claim the seeds, I'll get double the loot again, saffrons and seeds, and if I claim the saffrons, we get only the saffrons. Now, whenever you claim it, you can actually place this in your portable planter box, which all you need to do is just click X to recycle it. And once you use the hotkey of the planter box, it just literally goes outside and just sits there. And you can just recall it as well. It goes back to your inventory. There's a cooldown to call it again. And really, to empty out this planter box that you have inside, you cannot really do that. Now, if you grew the Morphic Biomechanical Crate, I advise you to not put it in the box, or don't click X, because it's going to put it in the box. You won't be able to change it. And the only way to change it is to graft a new plant and then claim it by recycling again. This one that you have in the box will be replaced with the new one that you just got. That's just a heads up and a warning to you guys. You cannot really take this out. Every 1 minute you can breed seeds. So you click G, it makes me saffron seeds. If I click G again, this happens with any crop that you can use. For example, if you need quick seeds and you are lazy to farm or something, or look for the seed. Let's say we got cornflowers over here. Boom, pick that up. You can see we got cornflower. Click G on this one, click cornflower, and now after 1 minute, it's gonna make you cornflower seeds. How cool is that? Extremely useful, super beneficial for the gardener class. And of course, if you're a person who plays with multiple accounts, has alternative accounts as gardener class, this can be super beneficial for your main account as well, especially for your chef class if you are one. And once it's done, click G again, and as you can see, we got 2 cornflower seeds, not even 1, but 2. Sometimes you can get even higher, so it's random how much you get. Now, Gardener has its last special items, which are Biomechanical Grafting Catalysts and Plant Grafting Catalysts. So the plant grafting catalysts are used for combining crop with another crop. The best crop to combine is sage bellflower, which sage bellflower will give you movement speed and sprint speed 3% once you eat it. So you would have to click F. I do not have the sage bellflower seeds to show you, so I can just show you with, let's say, saffron seeds. You would need to plant saffron seeds. Boom. And then once you do, you click H to graft it. And then you just combine yellow lotus, for example, bellflower, whatever plant you need, you combine it. And that's where the plant grafting catalyst will come in handy. If you can use the refined antioxidants to grant more success rate, or you can use plant grafting catalysts. I believe that they have a usage of 3 per planter box. So if you have a lot of refined antioxidants, then yes, you can use this. But for the cheapest option, of course, it's best to use grafting blue catalysts. Then we have biomechanical graft catalyst. It works the same way, except it's on biomechanicals. Only for one biomechanical, it matters what plant you plant. So let's say you want mushrooms to be gathered by the plant. You basically plant it without any fertilizer, it doesn't matter. And then once you plant the mushrooms, you click H, and then you put the biomechanical part Morphic Crate. And then once you graft that, you can see that it becomes combined. Click details on it, and now you can put in your grafting catalysts, which putting a high efficiency one will give us 2%, and putting a normal one will give us only 1%. You can give only 3 maximum, because if I put 4, you can see it says usage limit. So if you want it to succeed more, this is where I would recommend to use refined antioxidants on the biomechanicals. And doing that will give us 24% success rate. Now, there's no other way to increase the success rate. All you need to do is just put these 3 catalysts. You can water it, you can use lining, its maximum you can get is 24%. And I believe the soil fertility in the area doesn't really matter for it. So now once this grows, since we planted the mushroom, it's going to turn into big crates that you can claim the deviated mushrooms and seeds from. And of course, if you planted saffron seeds, for example, then the crate would produce saffron seeds, and deviated saffrons is very nice. So you can have unlimited amounts of them. Doesn't really matter how many you do. The only problem is to grow them. There's more things, like you can use this biomechanical part, the scorcher, which when it grows, it will turn into furnace, and you can literally use it as a furnace for smelting things. You can also craft this biomechanical part, watcher, and once it grows, you'll be able to put it in a planter box, for example, like this one. And instead, when enemies get close to it, it's gonna freeze enemies for you. Kind of useful for silos, I guess, if you like that, but I wouldn't say it's that useful. I would prefer to be a chef class rather than this dude freezing enemies for you. But hey, gardener class is extremely useful for literally these crops. Like, it's insanely good. Okay, and lastly, how do we get these biomechanic parts? Simply, they're scattered across the map in POIs, like these special mobs that we have. For example, the lamp zombie that looks like this, you just need to kill it. And when you loot it, it has a chance to give you these lamp parts, which are these watcher heads. Now for the scorcher locations, you can find one over here in Hearts Industries, exactly on this marker. Another one is found in Eastern Railway Junction on this marker. Greywater Industrial Zone, we can find one here as well. And for Way of Winter, you can find one in this coordinates over here, 4201 4963. Another one can be found in 4096 5227. And then we have -6265 4568. These are all the scorcher locations, and of course, I believe that whenever you spawn them, let's say with the Purifier Tower in Way of Winter, if that still is a thing, they spawn elite mobs and you can kill them and get these special scorcher head parts. Now when it comes to crates, the best spot to farm them is this spot right here, 6292 -3179. Just go here and kill them. And looting them will give you biomechanical parts for the box and sand and starter source. However, this is only in an Endless Dream server. So if you want to do it the other way, it's not possible if you're not in an Endless Dream server. As you can see, when I loot it, it's not a 100% chance to get it, but there you go, we got the biomechanical part. Lastly, if you don't know where the Morphic Crates are on the map, you can simply go to the link in the description. I will provide this map link. So you click here, choose your scenario. Let's say you are in Endless Dream. All you need to do is just filter these Morphic Crates on the very side here. So the red event here is translated to Morphic Crates for me for some reason. And there you go, you click on it. For example, we want to get this one. Click on it, get the coordinates, and you can of course click delete marker because you already got it. If you got it, do the same thing again, and boom, TP here, for example. Alright, once we get to our destination, just click the space-time button. There you go, there's your Morphic Crate. Kill it, loot it, and we're gonna get a wish box even, and of course the biomechanical part. Well, ladies and gents, if you really enjoy Gardener, I 100% recommend it to use it for your alt accounts, because if you do so, it's a really good AFK farming class. Literally gets you free EL for literally doing nothing but just growing crops and building a AFK farm. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below in the comment section or join my Discord. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace out.